This is unscripted. This is straight from my heart to your ears. Welcome to Behind the Poetry. So let's take a short look at my music video, A Cup of Me. What's in your cup? Everybody's got something that they draw from that keeps their heart beating. I got a cup of me. Let me tell y'all what's in my cup. So let me get right into it. I like to focus today's piece on A Cup of Me. We're going to take a look at the video concept. So this is what I mean by Behind the Poetry. Cup of me. Now, let me tell you what's really in my cup. Y'all ready? I pour in blackness, I pour in pain, and I can taste the bloody stains. Every time my brother's being murdered, and every time my sister's being slain. That is my recent poetry piece that I took the time out to create a music video out of it to give you a visual for what those words carry. Now, the year that I wrote this piece, it was 2020. We already know what was going on. So I don't have to recap that year as we are still kind of in it. But it was that year, it was a heavy year. I was in Brooklyn, New York, and the heat and the height of the George Floyd experience. That's what I'll call it. Because no matter where you were in the world, when you watched that video, you experienced some sort of pain, some sort of anger. You had feelings conjure up inside of you. You had to have. And on top of that, we were told to be still. We were being instructed to be still, to stay in place, to not move, to not go anywhere, to stop our lives. How, right? How do you do that? And so 2020 was a tough year. So many creators, this was not too bad of an idea to keep me locked in where I could pour out a little bit more. I can focus without distraction. I don't have to do my 10 or 20 other things, and I could really just focus on my craft. So I took that opportunity that year to really do a self-assessment, to really reevaluate what it is I wanted to do with my life. What did I want to continue doing when we resumed? And if I would go back to that or do something different. So it was definitely a reflective year. And I started to draft A Cup of Me, and it started off as a poem about all of the ingredients that make up who I am as a person. What draws my emotion? What pulls on my heartstrings? What makes me react the way that I react to certain situations? What are my beliefs? What are my loves? A cup of me is something that we all have. We all have something inside of us that we pull out of to be the person that we are, to walk the way we walk and talk the way we talk. You get it? Well, I didn't have the title of the poem until I completed all of the parts and the pieces to make up the words for this piece. And I realized it was just filled with so much heaviness. And what do we normally say when we're dealing with things and we're going through a lot? We're like, man, my cup is running over, right? We say, Lord, my cup is running over, please. It's spilling out. So that's where the title came from. And I'm not shy about my faith because I know where my sources come from. And so I also want everyone to know that the cup is symbolic to the only cup that I drink out of, and that's the cup of Christ. And so that, putting that into the title, describing all of the elements that make me who I am: love, faith, God, hope, friends, family, pain, blackness, sisterhood, womanhood, all of that make me Leslie. Pour those all those elements into my cup, and I come up with a cup of me. But of course, I had to add in everything that we were going through that year. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, all in that same year, like literally every other month. And it was just too much. And so at the end of it all, I had to create a visual, but I didn't want a visual filled with pain. We were already in pain. We were already sad and sick and dying from this coronavirus, right? Oh, I hope I don't get blocked now that I said the word. But we might have to edit that out. Or maybe not. But we were sick, we were dying daily by the hundreds, minutes, every hour. It was just a dark year. And for Black people as a whole, it was so painful. We were angry as a unit, as a family, okay? And I really wanted to bring us to a happier place.
This is my cup of me. Add to it some strength and tears, and add my dreams to seal the layers. Of all the cups I dare to drink of, only this one answers prayers. It has a fight within its bite. Its aroma cuts the stillness of any air. In the base, there is a root that never dies despite despair. I'll drink it now and more forever. It is the cup that sets me free, and only I can pour into it, for it is a cup of me.
Okay, so yes, flapper dresses. Give me speakeasy lounge. Give me Harlem Renaissance. Give me long cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Give me feather bandanas. Like, give that to me. And you have a good time and a good place for Black people. And for those who are poets, and if you know anything about Black poetry, we were born, okay? The rebirth was the 1920s for Black people in Harlem, New York. Okay, this is the time of the Harlem Renaissance. This is Black poets and authors being born. We are business owners. We are workers. We dress well. We go to the theater. We go out. We get our hair done right. We wear suits. We're doing well. We're bankers. We're capitalizing. We're pouring into the economy. We're growing and continuing to birth this nation. This is who we are. We are Langston Hughes. We are County Cullen. We are Ma Rainey. We are Bessie Smith. We're jazz. We're music. We're culture. We're life. Black people were doing so well. And I wanted to go back to a time where it was beautiful. Yes, there was still pain. Yes, we weren't all the way free. And yes, those things were still happening, but for the Negro, for the Blacks, we were beautiful. We were producing from our pain such beautiful art, such beautiful culture and music. And so I decided to go to that place. So that's the concept behind A Cup of Me. Let's take us back to the Harlem Renaissance.
A cup of me. Now, let me tell you what's really in my cup. Y'all ready?
Okay, zoot suits. Okay, let's take it back to when brothers were sharp. Okay, we wore our pants up. Okay, that's beautiful Blackness. That's art, Black art at its best. That is culture. Those are the times that I wanted to remember. Not somebody's knee on my neck. Not somebody's knee in my back. Not me shouting that I can't read. A cup of me is you. It's all of us. It's everything that we are and everything that we breathe. A cup of us needs some healing. I mean, that's my time. That's my time. This was Behind the Poetry.
I pour in blackness, I pour in pain, and I can taste the bloody stains. Every time my brother's being murdered, and every time my sister's being slain. For every mother that has cried, for every child that has died, I pour my tears into my cup. I said I pour her tears into my cup. Though I've never carried one inside. For all the fathers being taken, crying sons who cannot breathe, cannot breathe, cannot breathe, and calling mama, I'm being murdered by a nigga. I'ma do Diallo. I said I'ma do Diallo. Make it stop. Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Sandra Bland, Tanisha Anderson, Tony McDade. Too many names in this cup.